How are you doing? Recently, Japanese self-defense force officers who want to be assigned to combat arms are the ones who graduate from general universities. So there are few candidates who want to be assigned to combat arms from people who graduate from Japanese Defense Academy in Japan. I don't mean to say Japanese self-defense force officers recruitment system is useless, but about 70% of Japanese self-defense force officers climb up their way up from the bottom of soldiers to the position of officers in Japan. So on the other hand, for example, army officers in the United States come from elite family for generations, and or some of them received advanced education in the house or boarding school and had an achievement as a leader in a certain field, in a certain activity during high school life in order to enter into West Point or something. So officers with a certain master's degree in the U.S. Army are quite normal. So even if a soldier wants to climb up a ladder to a position of officers in the U.S. Army, he needs to get bachelor degree at least in the process. So it is obvious that there is a big difference in the way of thinking about elite education between Japanese Army and the U.S. Army. So Japanese Defense Academy is 4-year military academy directly managed by the Ministry of Defense of Japan. So although Japanese Defense Academy is positioned as a Japanese military academy, students are required to enter into military officer candidate school again of either one of ground self-defense force and the maritime self-defense force and the air self-defense force after they graduate from defense academy, and they are required to join in drill with other candidates graduating from general universities. So I think it's a really weird system. Even after students of Japanese Defense Academy explode in joy by tossing their military cap in the air to graduate from, Defense Academy, they are not assigned to fort. They are not assigned to a fort right after graduation, but they are required to join a military officer candidate school again after that. So it is really weird system. So in Defense Academy of Japan, 2,000 students are learning in the Department of Humanities and the Department of Science. And academy tuition is fully exempted naturally, and it adopts a boarding system and food, uniform, and other equipments are provided for free. All students get paid 110,000 yen per month. And what I problematize in this military academy is biased education. Although science education has general support that is needed for R&D, it attaches too much importance on science education, and there is a mood in Japanese self-defense force that humanity education that makes students think about what war is and what national security is despised. As a result, students can't get wide perspective with their opinions about world situation. So to make matters worse, professors easily give a credit to students who submit lazy reports, so students' perspective can't be developed in 4-year academy life. So it is almost impossible for Japanese military officers to discuss something about military theory with elite officers of the United States who learned liberal arts firmly in 4-year military academy life. So as a matter of fact, once a topic that requires intellectuality comes up in a conversation in a military party or something overseas, Japanese military officers naturally escape from the conversation group because they don't want to get embarrassed in the party. So, by the way, main pillar of education in Defense Academy of Japan is military education and training. and life in boarding house and club activity. And student must become a member of sport club. And Defense Academy attaches the most value on club activity like rugby, American football, and judo, karate, or something like that, because it is most effective. It is most effective way to increase the cohesion among students. So it seems to prioritize devoting their passion strongly to club activity than reading a paper or learning tactical research. So there are always few students or nobody in the library. And only the students who use the library is an exchange student from other countries. So you understand Japanese Defense Academy doesn't make a strong effort to cultivate leadership of students and educate students who will lead an army troop in the future. So it is not really interested in raising student intellectuality that helps with judgment depending on the situation, and also helps mentioning political matters to the governors. So what is actually the difference between soldiers and officers if Japanese Defense Academy adopt this system? So self-defense officers don't even actively pursue their knowledge to strengthen their leadership by going to a university to get master degree or something. So only the school that self-defense force officers go to after graduation from self-defense officer candidate school is Joint Staff College, which is the equivalent of National Defense University overseas. So, but this school is what is called just training facility for officers who get promoted. So their intellectual aspiration is overwhelmingly low compared to officers in the other countries. So I don't think Japanese Self-Defense Academy educates excellent intellectual elite with elegance who will be accepted in an international social gathering.